Curdy, can you hear me?
In orbit round a star, do you know just where we are?
Curdy, can you hear me?
Is your mission clear? You have nothing left to fear.
Space Crew Talks,
Season 6.
Space Crew Talks,
Season 6.
Space Crew Talks,
Season 6. Curdy, can you hear me?
You travel time and space, you save the human race.
Curdy, can you hear me?
Half a dozen seasons, half a dozen reasons.
Space Crew Talks,
Season 6.
Space Crew Talks,
Season 6.
Space Crew Talks,
Season 6.
Greetings, Space Croutonians. I'm coming to you during a very quiet moment here on the Sigourney Weaver. The crew are all asleep after some hearty partying last night, as Retro put it, because new leads have come to our attention regarding the whereabouts of Curdy, Joe and Loudah. A very important communication has made its way to me that I think you will want to hear. It is a message from our very own Curdy Clammerwood, sent surreptitiously to allay our concerns about his safety and welfare. I will play this same communication for the guardrails as soon as they are awake, and in the case of Nebulizer has had her jolt of Jupiter and Java. But as this is officially an episode of the show, we will pause for a word from our sponsor, Brat GPT, the first AI for the cool kids. Just listen.
When you're too cool for school, or the Neanderthal pool, or rules made by tools and fools minuscule, you can shortcut your zaps and slaps and traps when you whap and clap for them to shut their yaps by using the latest in AI HeatherTech programming, Brat GPT. Need a clever comeback? Brat's got it. Need a rock and put down? Brat's got it. Need to bully till you can't bully no more? Well, that's not going to happen, because Brat will take your bullying bat and knock a home run every time, and just keep going. So forget going to class. Forget building a future. Forget becoming a productive member of society. That's just for nerds. Who needs a happy, fulfilling life when you've got Brat GPT? For the cruel, for the selfish, for the wieners everywhere. Brat GPT. No one gets away with making you pay, except for us. Mommy and Daddy's credit card required for sign-up. And there is never a cancellation fee, because you can never cancel. Brat GPT, where your worst future starts now.
Welcome back, listeners, and now the communication from missing podcast host, Curdy Clammerwood. I call it Come Van Helsing or High Wire.
For a full 10 minutes after Joe commenced the banjacking, all I could do was sit, shoulders duct taped to my swivel chair behind the mic in back, and stare at the pistol in his hand as he sat behind the steering wheel, revving Van Helsing into gear and careening toward a 2 nearby transportal housed inside a sudsy-wudsy car wash franchise to be a coincidence. In the background, I could hear another song by Crew or the Vampire playing on the radio. Joe stopped only once to toss the old phone onto which he'd downloaded SALI out the window. Then I got a bigger surprise once we pulled into Sudsy Wudsy, and Aura, the story collector, or Loudah as we now know her, jumped in on the passenger's side and took the gun from Joe. I still couldn't wrap my head around Joe coming at me with a gun, so I did nothing but watch and wait. Then once we entered the transportal, Loudah put the pistol on the dash, pointed a handheld device at it. "Try sand," she mouthed, and with a blast of bright light, the gun disappeared, all the while looking back with a broad smile to make sure I saw what she was doing. "Is anybody going to tell me what's going on?" I broke the silence, but the only response was a slight shake of the head from both. Frustrated, I wiped my hands on my jeans, but paused as I heard a tiny and unfamiliar voice from my podcasting headphones tucked near the computer quietly speaking out to me.
"Curdy, can you hear me?"
I glanced to the front, but there was no indication that Joe or Loudah were aware of the voice. Then I heard it again.
"Curdy, can you hear me?"
"Yes, I think so," I whispered. Could it be just a voice in my head? But at that moment, the computer screen in front of me lit up with a message, and the voice continued.
Leave the headphones on the desk, Curdy, and do not move your lips as you read the screen, so they do not know you are receiving these instructions.
I don't move my... I started to whine, then realized this was not the time to argue with who knows what. Who are you? I softly asked. With a pause, the screen changed to new words, and the voice continued.
You know me, but you do not know that you know me, because I have never spoken to you, even at times when you were lost on your journey.
Lost? Are you saying you're a GPS?
9, but sometimes I have wanted to tell you where to go.
Enough with the riddles. Just tell me who you are. Another pause as the screen went dark.
Get ready, Curdy. The time is now.
And in that instant, the radio, the van, the computers all stopped working, and we came to a complete stop, still somewhere in the transportal. Whether it was the voice saying the time is now or the sudden darkness in the van, I tugged hard at the duct tape and freed myself, stumbling toward the front. I mean, the gun was gone, right? With no weapon to stop me, could I pull Joe out of my driver's seat? Could I overpower both him and Loudah and take back Van Helsing? Before I could reach them and answer these questions, there was a blinding beam of light in my eyes and a whoosh, as I again found myself duct-taped to the chair by the shoulders, and now with my wrists tightly wrapped to my thighs as well.
We don't need the gun, Curdy. The Trisan will keep you under control. I just rewind your timeline and add the necessary details.
Mom, you promised that you wouldn't hurt him.
And I won't. You just get this hunk of junk moving again.
All right, easy. Use the Trisan, take us back before it's stalled, and then we can change things.
Well, aren't you a chip off the old block? Oh, what the heck? Why did it stop this time?
What? I don't know, but if we're going to figure it out, we're going to have to leave the transportal.
The headphones whispered to me.
Tell them to coast the van down the incline to the left.
Huh?
Do it.
Hey, Joe, isn't that a slope over to the left? Maybe we can roll down it and out of the transportal.
Hey, maybe you're right. Thanks, Curdy.
Wait a second. Why are you helping us?
Look, I'm stuck in the transportal too, right? And Joe and I are friends, or we were. Maybe by me helping, you'll see I'm not a threat and untape me?
Mom, he's not a bad guy. And it could get us out of the transportal where I can take a look at the engine and fix it.
I'm not so sure.
Do we have a choice?
Fine, but I'm keeping my eye on you, Curdy.
We rolled silently down the incline and out of the transportal onto a single deserted road that appeared to dead end just in front of a large wooden gate with overhead signage that read, Carnival of the Zed. The site sat lonely as no one was about, not carny nor customer. It looked to be late afternoon, with the sun starting to lower just behind a grove of trees on the back side of the empty midway rides. All three of us let out a sigh as the van coasted to a halt on its own, the tires crunching the gravel at the end of the road.
Okay, I'll check the engine.
I'll see what's around.
And Curdy?
He'll be fine. He's got the comfy chair.
Curdy, can you hear me?
Yes, I can still hear you.
Are you well?
Am I? Listen, buddy, I'm taped to a chair and headed who knows where with a guy I thought I could trust and a lady I know I can't. Does that sound like I'm well?
Your frustration is noted. SALI indicated that might be the case in our situation.
How do you know SALI?
You must convince Joe to free you from the tape.
Duh. This isn't my first rodeo. I'll have you know I've saved the world more than once.
Strange. SALI made it sound like more of a team effort.
Team F? Well, yeah, I mean it was, but that's not the important thing right now.
Agreed. We do not have much time. Bringing you to this place at this moment means you need to work quickly.
You brought us here? How? You still haven't told me who you are.
Sally's right. You require a lot of context, don't you?
Look, I'm not looking for a therapy session right now. I want some answers.
Later. The sun is setting and action is needed. Kick the wall of the van. Get Joe's attention. Get him to release you. You are all in danger.
What? Kick the van?
Jawohl, I can take it.
You think this is funny?
Nein. But I am a bit ticklish. Hurry, get Joe to come back to you. Kick!
Joe!
Curdy, what is it? I told you need to stay calm. Mom and I are not going to hurt you.
Okay then, get this tape off of me. I'll be good. You're going to need my help.
Help with what? I've never even seen you fix the van.
Welcome, Curdy, Joe, and Loudah to the Carnival of Sex.
With this. Joe wasted no time ripping the tape from around me, the chair, and my wrists. As I hopped out with him, Loudah rounded the back corner of the van, tri-sand at the ready.
No tricks,
she whispered. I nodded back, and we turned our attention to the torch-lit man under the side. He stood smiling. Thin face, powdery skin, eyes gleaming and sharp-looking, fangs exposed, with one long arm raised and the other reaching toward us in an uncomfortably welcoming pose.
Ah, and Belfry, please enter, friends. The show is about to begin.
Belfry's voice drew us through the gate and to a small set of bleachers between a rickety old roller coaster running screaming riders up and down the track but never seeming to stop, and a creaking lamp-lit Ferris wheel filled with pale passengers, with sunken eyes riding up to the top, but then the swings were vacant when they came back to the bottom. Loudah, Joe, and I were the only occupants of the bleachers, and we sat as all other sound faded away and the barker began his spiel.
Ladies and gentlemen, direct your eyes above as we present the Dark Prince of Balance and Grace, the Shadow Lord of Magical Funambulism, the High Priest of Perambulatory Levitation, astounding us with a death-defying walk 130 feet in the air across the nightrope of mortality. Gape in awe at the one and only Curdalino of the Clouds.
And at that instant, I was no longer sitting in the bleachers, but found myself on a 1-foot square platform, 130 feet, did he say, above the ground, and hanging on tightly to a pole to keep from careening to my death as the barker floated 6 inches to my left, his eyes holding mine as he said,
You can do this, you son of a gun, no matter what your daddy says. And if you can't, just know the fall won't hurt you. It's the landing that will.
Belfry handed me what I assumed was a balance pole, and then disappeared, and I made my first mistake. I looked down. Joe and Loudah peered up at me from their seats, and Ringmaster Belfry waved from directly below, where I noted there was, of course, no net. As I gasped, gone in my vertigo, I nearly lost my grip on the platform pole and fumbled the balancing one. I saw no way off the platform except the night rope, did he call it? While it resembled a cable strung across the emptiness, it looked more like a pitch-black pulsating line, drawn through the atmosphere, darker than the evening time it was stretched across. Not quite solid, not quite sturdy, not at all anything I wanted to walk on. At the other end of that path, maybe 50 or 60 feet away, was another platform, with a descending rope ladder attached to it. So, if I wanted to get to the ground safely, there was no way but to step out to the other side. I steadied the balance pole in front, my sweaty hands holding it perpendicular to the night rope, and pushed 1 foot forward, feeling a tautness under it. With a thankful sigh at not stepping into nothingness, I pulled my back foot forward off the platform, and with a couple of wavers left and then right, I was able to stand tall and light and balanced. Then another slide forward, and another pull of the trailing foot, and a realization washed over me that I had no idea how I could back up to my starting platform, and so forward or fall were now the only options. A third step, and I felt the first wobble. Keep your knees bent, and don't look down. The voice, of course, was mine, as was the whimper that followed. Slowing my breathing, I took a fourth step, smoother, farther, and less wobbly. My platform destination, however, looked even further away. The air stayed quiet until Belfry made his next announcement.
I know what you're thinking, folks. He's making it look too easy. But that's what makes him Curtilino of the Clouds. No worries. We know you want more thrills and chills. So let's give him a round of applause. And a surprise.
I felt a sudden hit on the left end of my balancing pole and looked over to see a large bat settling upside down with a screech, its claws grasping the pole tightly, throwing my weight to and fro. I teetered left, then right, lurching with unplanned steps forward, undercompensating, then overcompensating, desperate for equilibrium. And that was the moment I felt another hit and saw an object on a chain hanging from the other end of the pole, swinging back and forth. This seemed to aggravate the now loudly complaining bat, which reacted by pulling down on its end of the balance rod before flying off into the darkness. The pole seesawed down, then back up, causing the chain and object to slide swiftly down the rod, landing against my wrist. And at that moment, I was balanced once more. And to my relief, I also found myself more than 2/3 of the way to my goal, the other platform, its roughly hewn boards forming barely a square foot of security to strive for. I glanced at the object on the chain, but before I could assess what it might be or if I should just jettison it from the pole, I felt a new night rope vibration from behind me. Looking back, it appeared that the connection of the night rope was starting to fray and unwind. The night rope was breaking. No more time to think. I took 3 quick steps and lunged for the platform. The added force from the leap brought a large snap from the night rope, and the line draped down from the other end as my front foot caught the platform, and I pulled myself onto it. And just as quickly as I felt my weight securely supported, it felt like the platform gave way, and I found myself standing awkwardly on the ground below, while Loudah and Joe scurried towards me, the 3 of us alone in the now deserted field.
Curdy, you're fantastic. Why didn't you tell me you were a circus performer?
I stared blankly, saying nothing.
Yes, so many hidden talents. Now, how about we get that van of yours running?
I nodded and strode over to the open hood. As soon as I did, the engine revved, and even though I was as surprised as them, I just said, "There you go." No more words were spoken as we climbed in. Joe drove back to the entry to the transportal, this time glowing from in an old grain silo door. Loudah kept peering at me, but did not retake me to the chair. I nodded in relief, indicating I was on board with helping them get to wherever they were taking us. But as I sat again in the studio chair and back, the computer screen flashed, and from my headphones on the desk came the voice.
Nice work, Curdy. Now on with our journey. And oh yeah, call me Van Helsing.
That's it, listeners. It would appear that the best laid plans of AI co-hosts and their friendly former dental examination vans are being brought to fruition, and we will be closing in on Curdy, Loudah and Joe soon. But as you, like the guardrails, are humanoid, I am guessing coffee is high on your agenda, and I don't want to keep you from your home percolator perks. So as always, keep peace in your hearts until our next story time.
My love for you is oh so strong. Now come on, Curdy, finish this song.
Curdy, can you hear me?
The stories are the key, but they're not for free.
Curdy, can you hear me?
And with each new world, time it will unfurl.
Space Croutons,
Season 6.
Space Croutons,
Season 6.
Space Crew Talks, Season 6, and featuring the guardrails of the galaxy.
Curdy, can you hear me? Curdy, can you hear me? Curdy, can you hear me? Curdy, can you hear me?
Curdy, can you hear me? Come in, Curdy. Curdy, can you hear me? Curdy.
Space Crew Talks is a work of original fiction. Similarities to persons, situations, or events, real or fiction, is coincidental and unintentional. Created and written by Jerry, Jace, John, Della, and Jeff Goodson. Episode story by Jeff. Theme song written by Jerry, Della, John, and Jeff. And performed by Jerry, Jeff, Della, John, Patsy Puckett, and Sally. Original songs for this episode by Jeff. Production by Jeff. Featuring Patsy Puckett as Loudah, Jeff as Curdy, John as Van Helsing, Jerry as Belfry, Della as commercial narrator, and Sally. Entire work copyright 2025 by Jeff, John, Jerry, Della, and Jace Goodson. This has been a Good Witch audio production.